Hey everyone, welcome back to SwitchTop. The Nintendo Switch 2 has been an absolute beast when it comes to single-player experiences, and today I'm counting down the 20 best games you need to play solo on this console. These are games I've personally sunk hours into, and I'm here to break down what makes each one worth your time. Let's jump in. Rune Factory Guardians of Azuma is blending relaxed life sim pacing with steady action RPG progression. Set in the eastern land of Azuma, the story follows an Earth Dancer who awakens with a mysterious role tied to restoring regions damaged by a spreading blight. The narrative unfolds naturally through village rebuilding, character interactions, and exploration, keeping things engaging without rushing or overwhelming the player. Gameplay revolves around a satisfying loop of farming, crafting, and town development, balanced with real-time combat against corrupted creatures and bosses. Farming goes beyond simple crop management, feeding directly into village growth and unlocking new tools, allies, and story paths. Combat feels smooth and accessible, mixing weapon attacks with elemental abilities and sacred powers that also have practical uses outside of battle. Social systems are a major focus, with meaningful relationships, voiced scenes, and optional romance adding depth to the world. On Switch 2, the game benefits from improved performance and visual clarity, making exploration, combat, and daily routines feel fluid.
You can do this, partner!
The Legend of Heroes Trails Beyond the Horizon is set in the Republic of Calvard during a period of political tension and technological ambition. The story follows multiple protagonists whose lives slowly intertwine as the world approaches a historic turning point. The narrative is rich with character development, moral conflict, and long-running plot threads, rewarding players who enjoy detailed world-building and meaningful dialogue. Gameplay blends freeform exploration with a refined hybrid combat system, allowing players to engage enemies in real time before shifting seamlessly into tactical, turn-based battles. Combat depth is expanded through systems like shard commands, awakening abilities, and zone of control mechanics, encouraging smart positioning, timing, and party synergy rather than brute force. Outside of combat, the game emphasizes side quests, relationship building, and careful party customization, all of which feed naturally into the main story. On Switch 2, smoother performance and clearer visuals enhance both exploration and battles, making long play sessions comfortable.
Take it home, fairy! Sucker!
Persona 3 Reload is a polished, single-player JRPG that blends everyday life simulation with tense, strategic combat, making it a strong fit for Nintendo Switch 2. Set in Tatsumi Port Island, the story follows a transfer student who uncovers the Dark Hour, a hidden time where supernatural threats emerge and reality shifts. The narrative balances mystery and emotion, focusing on themes of mortality, friendship, and personal growth as you bond with the members of SEES. Gameplay runs on a calendar system where daily choices matter, from studying and exploring the city to building social links that directly influence battle strength and persona fusion. Combat takes place primarily in Tartarus, a constantly changing tower filled with enemies, and uses classic turn-based mechanics centered on exploiting weaknesses, managing party roles, and unleashing all-out attacks. Reload modernizes these systems with full party control, smoother pacing, and quality-of-life improvements inspired by later Persona entries. Stylish menus, refined UI, and improved visuals enhance both dungeon crawling and story scenes on Switch 2.
Talking about finish the enemy. All right, you won.
All right.
Great work out there.
Yakuza Kiwami 2. The story follows Kazuma Kiryu as he's pulled back into the criminal underworld when tensions between the Tojo clan and the Omi alliance threaten to explode, introducing the imposing Ryuji Goda as a rival whose presence drives much of the conflict. The narrative plays out like a grounded crime series, balancing serious themes with sharp character moments and memorable twists across Kamurocho and Sotenbori. Gameplay centers on real-time combat powered by the Dragon Engine, offering fluid movement, heavy-feeling punches, environmental interactions, and flashy heat actions that reward timing and positioning. Outside of main missions, the cities are packed with side activities that range from classic minigames like karaoke and batting cages to deeper management-style content, giving the world a lived-in feel. Exploration, side stories, and optional challenges provide a steady change of pace from the main plot. On Switch 2, smoother performance and cleaner visuals enhance both combat flow and city immersion, resulting in an experience that balances intense action, narrative depth, and playful distractions in a way few games manage. Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment offers a large-scale single-player action experience that expands Zelda lore through intense battlefield combat on Nintendo Switch 2. Set during the ancient imprisoning war, the story explores a mythic era of Hyrule, focusing on Princess Zelda, King Rauru, and their allies as they confront Ganondorf's rising threat. The narrative adds depth to events only briefly referenced in the main Zelda series, giving players a clearer view of the sacrifices, alliances, and conflicts that shaped the kingdom's history. Gameplay follows the classic Warriors formula, dropping you into wide maps filled with massive enemy forces where success depends on crowd control, objective management, and smart character switching. Each playable hero features a distinct moveset, powerful special attacks, and upgrade paths that encourage experimentation and mastery. Combat is fast, flashy, and intentionally overwhelming, with hundreds of enemies on screen and frequent shifts between offense and defense. Elements inspired by Tears of the Kingdom, including Zonai-based tools and battlefield mechanics, add extra variety and tactical flair. Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. Players once again step into the role of Samus Aran as she investigates the mysterious planet Vuros, a hostile world filled with alien ecosystems, ancient structures, and interconnected regions designed around discovery. Gameplay emphasizes first-person exploration, scanning environments for lore and clues, solving environmental puzzles, and unlocking new paths through classic abilities like the Morph Ball alongside fresh mechanics. Combat blends precise shooting with tactical movement, encouraging smart positioning, weapon choice, and careful enemy analysis rather than constant action. New psychic-style abilities expand both combat and traversal, allowing Samus to manipulate objects, influence shots, and uncover hidden routes, adding depth without overwhelming the core loop. Boss encounters act as major skill checks, combining pattern recognition with smart use of Samus's growing toolkit. The world design rewards curiosity, with shortcuts, upgrades, and secrets reinforcing the classic Metroidvania structure. On Switch 2, improved performance and visual clarity enhance immersion, making exploration feel smooth and intentional. Raidou Remastered, The Mystery of the Soulless Army, delivers a distinctive single-player action RPG experience on Nintendo Switch 2 by blending supernatural investigation with fast, hands-on combat. Set in an alternate Taisho-era Tokyo, the story follows Raidou Kuzunoha XIV, a young devil summoner working undercover as a detective while protecting the city from demonic threats. What begins as a strange missing person case gradually unfolds into a larger conspiracy involving secret experiments, corrupted forces, and a mysterious, soulless army, giving the narrative a strong noir tone mixed with occult themes. Gameplay shifts smoothly between investigation and combat, encouraging players to explore city districts, gather clues, and use demon abilities to read minds, uncover secrets, or access new paths. Combat is real-time and more tactical than button-mashy, combining sword and gun attacks with direct control over summoned demons, each offering unique elemental skills and support abilities. Demon fusion and progression systems reward experimentation, letting players tailor their team to different encounters and playstyles. Yakuza 0 Director's Cut is a standout single-player experience that blends dramatic storytelling with expressive, hands-on combat in a dense urban sandbox. Set during Japan's late 1980s bubble era, the story follows Kazuma Kiryu and Goro Majima as two young men caught in a violent power struggle that pulls them deeper into the criminal underworld of Kamurocho and Sotenbori. The narrative is character-driven and cinematic, balancing serious themes like loyalty and ambition with sharp humor and memorable side stories that flesh out the cities. Gameplay focuses on third-person brawling, letting each protagonist switch between multiple fighting styles that change movement, combos, and tactics on the fly, encouraging adaptability rather than repetition. Combat feels weighty and satisfying, with environmental interactions and flashy heat actions rewarding smart positioning and timing. Outside of main missions, the world is packed with activities, ranging from arcade games and karaoke to deeper management systems, all of which add variety without breaking immersion. On Switch 2, smoother performance and cleaner visuals enhance both combat flow and exploration, making long sessions comfortable. Bravely Default Flying Fairy HD Remaster brings a classic, system-driven JRPG experience to Nintendo Switch 2 with refined visuals and smoother presentation while preserving its strategic core. Set in the fantasy world of Luxembourg, the story follows four heroes, drawn together by a crisis involving elemental crystals and a growing imbalance threatening the land. The narrative leans into traditional JRPG themes, but stands out through strong character writing, thoughtful dialogue, and steady world-building that unfolds naturally as the journey progresses. Gameplay centers on turn-based combat, powered by the signature Brave and Default system, where players can choose to defend to store actions, or spend them all at once for aggressive, high-risk turns. This mechanic adds constant tension to battles and rewards careful planning rather than grinding. A deep job system allows characters to switch between numerous classes, mixing abilities and passives to create flexible party setups tailored to different encounters. Outside combat, exploration across towns, dungeons, and the overworld is calm and methodical, supported by side quests and optional challenges that flesh out the world. Mio, Memories in Orbit is a carefully paced single-player adventure that leans heavily into atmosphere, exploration, and quiet storytelling. You play as Mio, a small robot who awakens aboard the Vessel, a massive abandoned space ark slowly being reclaimed by nature and malfunctioning machines. The story is told subtly through environmental details, visual cues, and the gradual discovery of what happened to the ship and its former inhabitants, creating a reflective tone rather than relying on constant dialogue. Gameplay follows a classic Metroidvania structure built around smooth 2D platforming with precise movement, wall traversal, dodging, and mobility upgrades that steadily expand how you explore the interconnected map. Each new ability opens previously unreachable paths, encouraging backtracking and rewarding curiosity with hidden areas and optional challenges. Combat is responsive and measured, blending naturally into exploration without breaking the game's calm rhythm, while boss encounters test timing and mastery of your growing skill set. Visually, the game stands out through detailed, hand-drawn environments that contrast cold industrial spaces with lush organic growth, giving every region a strong identity.
Again. The little sapling who wished to save the sun.
Octopath Traveler 0 delivers a refined, single-player JRPG experience on Nintendo Switch 2 that builds on the series' strengths while introducing meaningful new ideas. Set in the world of Orstera, the story shifts focus toward a customizable protagonist whose homeland has been destroyed, framing the journey around loss, restoration, and personal resolve rather than separate origin tales. The narrative unfolds gradually through exploration, side stories, and character interactions, giving players freedom to engage with the world at their own pace. Combat remains turn-based and strategic, centered on the familiar break and boost system, but expands tactical depth with an 8-character structure that allows active and reserve party members, encouraging smart rotations and synergy. Outside of battle, path actions return, letting players interact with NPCs in different ways depending on party roles, uncovering secrets and optional routes. A new town-building system adds a slower, thoughtful layer to progression, allowing you to rebuild and customize your village, which feeds back into resources and exploration opportunities. Visually, the HD 2D style shines, with detailed pixel art layered over dynamic lighting and camera work, giving towns and dungeons strong atmosphere.
Now or never. I summon thee, Elfric!
I appreciate it.
Right.
My turn.
Dragon Quest I and II HD 2D Remake is reimagining classic turn-based role-playing with updated systems and visuals. Both Dragon Quest I and II follow the lineage of the legendary hero Erdrick, placing players in sweeping quests to save their world from resurgent evils across expansive lands, dungeons, and seas. The core gameplay stays true to its roots, with traditional turn-based combat that emphasizes strategic choices, party management, and elemental weaknesses, but adds quality-of-life features such as streamlined menus, auto-battle options, and modern UI updates that make the experience more approachable for contemporary audiences while retaining its old-school charm. Exploration across diverse environments feels richer thanks to the detailed HD 2D art style, which blends pixel characters with 3D depth and atmospheric lighting for a timeless yet refreshed look. Narrative elements have been expanded with new story beats, enhanced character interactions, and additional content that deepen emotional engagement beyond the original's simpler arcs. Dragon Quest II, in particular, benefits from a more robust party structure and vibrant character dynamics, while the overarching experience reinforces what made these early entries iconic in JRPG history. Dynasty Warriors Origins delivers a focused single-player Musou experience that rethinks large-scale battles with a stronger emphasis on timing, positioning, and narrative flow. Set during the turbulent era of the Three Kingdoms, the story follows a mysterious warrior with fragmented memories who becomes entangled in the political struggles shaping ancient China. Rather than presenting events from a distant overview, the narrative places you directly on the front lines, using personal perspective and shifting alliances to ground the larger conflict. Gameplay retains the iconic 1 vs. Thousands structure, but adds more deliberate combat mechanics, including precise dodges, parries, guard breaks, and skill-based counters that reward awareness instead of pure button mashing. Weapon variety and unlockable abilities allow players to shape their combat style, while battlefield objectives and morale systems give fights a sense of tactical direction. You're encouraged to respond to evolving situations, protect allies, and prioritize key threats, rather than simply clearing waves of enemies. Levels range from open battlefields to fortified strongholds, keeping encounters varied and purposeful.
Apologies for taking so long. All of these troops? Lord! Said that I would get you out, but they don't know it. We had best do something about this first.
Trails in the Sky First Chapter offers a deeply story-driven, single-player JRPG experience built around careful world-building and character-focused storytelling. The game follows Estelle Bright and her adopted brother Joshua as they begin their journey as junior members of the Bracer Guild, traveling across the peaceful kingdom of Liberal while helping locals and uncovering threats hidden beneath everyday life. What starts as a grounded adventure slowly evolves into a broader political mystery, with dialogue-heavy scenes and evolving NPC conversations that make the world feel alive and reactive. Gameplay centers on tactical, turn-based combat that uses a visible turn order system, encouraging smart positioning, timing, and use of abilities rather than raw power. The Orbment and Quartz system allows deep customization, letting players tailor magic, stat bonuses, and skills to fit different party roles. Exploration is methodical and rewarding, with side quests, hidden lore, and optional encounters reinforcing the sense of a living world. Quality of life improvements and smoother performance on Switch 2 make navigation and battles feel more fluid, while updated visuals and interface enhancements modernize the presentation without losing the original's charm. Final Fantasy Tactics, the Ivalice Chronicles, delivers a deeply strategic, single-player RPG experience built around thoughtful combat and one of the most mature narratives in the genre. Set in the war-torn land of Ivalice, the story follows Ramza Belouv, a young noble whose journey exposes political corruption, class struggle, and the hidden forces shaping a brutal civil conflict. The narrative unfolds gradually through character-driven scenes and battlefield encounters, emphasizing moral ambiguity rather than clear heroes and villains. Gameplay centers on turn-based tactical battles, fought on isometric, grid-based maps where positioning, elevation, and turn order play a crucial role. Success depends on careful planning, smart use of terrain, and understanding enemy behavior rather than raw stats alone. A deep job system allows players to customize units across a wide range of roles, mixing abilities and passives to create flexible strategies and powerful synergies. Party composition and long-term character growth are as important as moment-to-moment decisions during combat. On Switch 2, refined visuals, smoother performance, and modern quality of life improvements make extended battles more comfortable without simplifying the core mechanics. Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade delivers a cinematic, single-player RPG experience that reimagines a legendary story with modern systems and presentation. Set in the sprawling city of Midgar, the narrative follows Cloud Strife, a former soldier who becomes entangled with the resistance group Avalanche in their fight against the powerful Shinra Corporation. The story places strong emphasis on character development, expanding key moments and relationships to give the world more emotional weight, while maintaining a steady sense of mystery and tension. Gameplay blends real-time action with strategic command-based elements, using an ATB gauge that allows players to slow combat and issue abilities, spells, and items at key moments. This hybrid system rewards both mechanical skill and tactical decision-making, making battles feel dynamic without losing depth. Materia customization plays a major role, letting players tailor characters with spells, passives, and synergies that support different playstyles. Exploration and side missions add context to Midgar's districts, reinforcing the scale and atmosphere of the city. Intergrade also includes an additional side episode focused on Yuffie, introducing fresh combat mechanics and narrative perspectives that complement the main story. Cyberpunk 2077 Ultimate Edition delivers a deep, single-player RPG experience on Nintendo Switch 2, centered on freedom of choice, immersive storytelling, and a richly realized sci-fi world. Set in the sprawling metropolis of Night City, the story follows V, a mercenary navigating a society obsessed with power, technology, and survival, where personal ambition constantly clashes with corporate control and moral compromise. The narrative is character-driven and reactive, with dialogue choices and decisions shaping relationships, quest outcomes, and the overall tone of V's journey. Gameplay blends first-person shooting, melee combat, and hacking into a flexible system that supports multiple playstyles, whether you prefer stealthy netrunning, aggressive gunplay, or close-quarters combat enhanced by cyberware. RPG progression is deep and rewarding, allowing players to customize skills, implants, weapons, and gear to suit their approach. The Ultimate Edition also includes the Phantom Liberty storyline, adding a denser district, new characters, and a more focused spy thriller narrative that complements the main campaign. Exploration is a major draw, with side quests and gigs that often rival main missions in writing and impact. Donkey Kong Bananza reimagines Donkey Kong as a powerful single-player action platformer built around exploration, physics, and raw momentum on Nintendo Switch 2. The story sends DK deep underground after a mysterious group steals the Banandium gems from his mining operation, pushing him through layered biomes that range from frozen caverns to molten depths. Along the way, he teams up with a young Pauline, whose presence adds light narrative context and gameplay support without slowing the pace. Gameplay is driven by highly destructible environments, letting DK smash through walls, dig tunnels, tear chunks from the terrain, and use the world itself as a tool for traversal and combat. Movement feels heavy but responsive, emphasizing strength, verticality, and creative problem-solving rather than strict platforming precision. Levels are open and sandbox-like, rewarding curiosity with hidden paths, collectibles, and optional challenges tucked behind breakable surfaces. Temporary animal-themed transformations introduce new mobility and combat options, adding variety without overcomplicating the core mechanics. Hollow Knight Silksong delivers a refined, single-player Metroidvania experience, expanding on the strengths of the original with faster combat, richer movement, and a more expressive protagonist. Players take control of Hornet, a skilled warrior who finds herself trapped in the unfamiliar kingdom of Farloom, a land defined by vertical exploration, decaying beauty, and layered mysteries. The story unfolds naturally through exploration, environmental storytelling, and interactions with distinctive NPCs, giving Hornet a stronger narrative presence while preserving the series' subtle, lore-driven approach. Gameplay emphasizes agility and precision, with fluid platforming, wall jumps, dashes, and acrobatic combat that reward timing and spatial awareness. Hornet's combat style is faster and more aggressive, focusing on quick strikes, mobility, and the strategic use of silk-based abilities that replace the soul system from the original game. Progression follows a classic Metroidvania structure, where new tools and upgrades open previously inaccessible paths, encouraging backtracking and discovery. The world is dense with secrets, optional challenges, and demanding boss encounters that test mastery without relying on unfair difficulty. Hades 2 builds on the foundation of its predecessor, while confidently expanding its scope into a deeper, more mystical single-player experience on Nintendo Switch 2. This time, players control Melinoe, a powerful witch and princess of the underworld, whose journey is driven by a darker, more deliberate tone rooted in Greek mythology. The story unfolds through repeated escape attempts and evolving character interactions, centering on her conflict with Kronos, the embodiment of time, while gradually revealing lore through dialogue and environmental details. Gameplay revolves around fast, responsive, roguelike combat that blends melee attacks, special abilities, magic-based systems, and weapon-specific mechanics, rewarding smart positioning and build synergy. A new magic system adds tactical depth, encouraging players to balance aggressive play with resource management during intense encounters. Each run through the underworld and surface regions offers varied enemy types, branching paths, and powerful boons from gods that meaningfully change how Melinoe plays. Between runs, the Crossroads Hub serves as a space to unlock upgrades, craft tools, strengthen relationships, and prepare for future attempts, ensuring steady progression even after failure. That's my top 20 single-player games on the Nintendo Switch 2. From farming sims to emotional sci-fi adventures, this console really has something for every type of solo gamer. Drop a comment letting me know which games you've been playing and whether you agree with my rankings. I always love hearing what you all think. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe to SwitchTop for more Nintendo Switch content. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.